Hey divers, what's going on? We're talking about physical fitness and diving today. Why is it important? Why do we do it? Why don't we talk about it that much? Stay tuned. What's your adventure? Hey divers, want to take some of your time today and talk about physical fitness and diving. We talk about it a little bit during instruction, it's a little bit during training, but that's it. So why is physical fitness important? Well, it's important in everyday life to begin with. Just moving your carcass through time and space over a span of a lifetime. There's too many people that unfortunately have been injured or hurt, and now they need aids to get around. And I've been there before. God help me, I'll probably be there again at one point or another. But what can we do to try and prevent that? At Divers Alert Network, there's an article by Dr. Neil Pollack, Physical Fitness for Diving. He covers on some key points that I think are super important. One is, diving is not exercise. If you're relying on scuba diving as to be exercise for you, it's not going to be, especially if you're doing it right. Because what you're not doing, you're not getting your heart rate up, and you're not doing it for long enough to protect your capacity. And what he's talking about is, it's not your capacity to do work is this big. If you exercise, that capacity gets bigger, and you're diving inside this capacity. But if your capacity is there and you're finding you're at the limits of your capacity with just diving, then you're putting yourself at risk and problems. So nobody wants to talk about it. Dan does the research. So Dan's statistics, death statistics from diving related deaths in 2018. We're talking about it for a second. 78% male. Well, that's not surprising. It's a male dominated sport. 66% were 50 and over. Hold on. 86% were 40 and over. Some of the biggest problems that cause these deaths: undiagnosed hypertension, heart disease, diabetes. Not that these are simple problems to solve, but they can be prevented. I'm not a doctor. From what I'm told, they can be prevented from exercise and nutrition. Another thing is 73% of those deaths, those folks had a BMI that rated them as overweight, obese, or morbidly obese. And BMI is tricky because it's just simply total mass divided by height, I believe is the formula. And it doesn't take into account different body tissue types. But if you find yourself with a high BMI, with a more fat, then you're at risk. That's what they're talking about. Not, believe me, if I stood up, which I'm not going to do, I don't have a six-pack. I got a keg, got a pony keg down there, trying to make it smaller, do every day. Human Resources and I try and kick it every morning. But that's the only way we can keep going. This is a long haul, this is a marathon. I want to be able to play with my great-great-grandkids. And I want to be able to get in the water. I don't want to have a heart attack on the surface trying to fin back to the boat. That's not the way I want to go out. So I encourage you to go exercise. My wife, Human Resources, and I, we do center workout, CENTR. It's Chris Helmsworth, Thor, that guy. It's his workout, but not much equipment. Mostly body weight. They have it broken down to 6-week programs, and you can go either low, intermediate, or hard. I think there's levels. I'm probably wrong. But yeah, that's what we do. If not, just get in your cardio, get some strength training, and be the best diver you can be. All right. What's your workout? What are you doing? Another question. What's your adventure?